They were born from ambition. Cars built to change the world, to define eras, to prove that innovation had no limits. Behind each chrome curve and roaring engine was a promise of greatness. But then, something went wrong. From Ford's million-dollar gamble to a stainless steel dream that crashed in scandal, these machines remind us that even genius can fail spectacularly. Some were too strange, too soon, or simply misunderstood. Others became cautionary tales whispered through the halls of Detroit and beyond. Each flop left a scar and a lesson on the road of automotive history. Because sometimes the cars that failed hardest are the ones that changed everything. And this is their story. The car that promised the future and delivered a cautionary tale instead. In 1958, Ford unveiled the Edsel with unmatched confidence. Years of research, secret testing, and over $350 million in marketing built anticipation for what they called the car of tomorrow. It had power, chrome, and that unmistakable vertical grille, a design meant to stand out in a crowd. And it did. But not in the way Ford hoped. Buyers didn't see innovation. They saw something awkward, overpriced, and strangely out of touch. The timing couldn't have been worse. America was entering a recession, and no one wanted flashy chrome and fins. Within just 2 years, Ford pulled the plug. The Edsel became a symbol of how even giants can fall, a bold dream swallowed by its own ambition. Next up, a stainless steel sports car that flew too close to the sun. A car built to change the future, but trapped by the past. When it debuted in 1981, the DeLorean looked like nothing else on the road. Its brushed stainless steel body and gull-wing doors made it seem more spaceship than sports car. Designed by the legendary Giorgetto Giugiaro and powered by a modest 2.85-liter V6, it promised performance to match its looks. But then, reality hit hard. It was slow, expensive, underpowered, and plagued by production delays and quality issues. Founder John DeLorean's dream of independence soon turned into scandal and bankruptcy. Ironically, it wasn't the car's engineering that made it immortal. It was Hollywood. When Back to the Future arrived, the DMC-12 found a kind of fame money couldn't buy. But behind the fame lies the truth. A visionary dream undone by bad timing and ambition. Next, a car so strange it became a national punchline. Then, a cult icon. A car that tried to predict the future but became a warning from it instead. When it launched in 2001, Pontiac wanted the Aztek to be everything. An SUV, a minivan, an off-roader, even a weekend camper. On paper, it was genius. A 3.4-liter V6 engine, removable seats, built-in tent options. The ultimate adventure machine. But then people saw it. The design was shocking. Angular, awkward, and impossible to love. Critics called it a mistake on wheels. Sales collapsed, and within a few short years the Aztek was gone. Yet time did something strange. The very weirdness that doomed it later made it a pop culture legend. Especially after Breaking Bad turned it into an anti-heroes car. It failed as a product, but not as a prophecy. It hinted at the crossovers that now dominate our roads. Next comes a compact so wide, it couldn't fit its own success. A car that promised to be revolutionary but ended up trapped in its own reflection. When American Motors unveiled the Pacer in 1975, it was billed as the first wide small car. Its bubble-like design, huge glass panels and curved doors looked futuristic, like a glimpse of the space age on 4 wheels. Under the hood sat a 3.8-liter inline-6, giving it surprising strength for its size. But few realized the irony. Its width made it heavy, thirsty, and awkward, just as America faced a fuel crisis. Buyers wanted efficiency, not extravagance. And though its design broke boundaries, It broke AMC's budget too. Sales fizzled, and the once bold idea became the punchline of the 1970s. Yet, in time, the Pacer earned a strange kind of immortality, a star of nostalgia and cult movies. Next, a truck that thought it could be a sports car, but couldn't quite find a home. A car that tried to mix muscle, nostalgia, and freedom, but ended up confusing everyone. When it hit the road in 2003, the SSR looked like nothing else. A retro-styled pickup with a 5.3-liter V8 and a retractable hardtop roof, it was Chevrolet's bold attempt to blend a sports car and a truck into one unforgettable ride. It had power, personality, and attitude. On paper, the perfect recipe. But in practice, it was neither practical nor thrilling. It couldn't haul like a truck, and it couldn't corner like a Corvette. With a price tag that outpaced its performance, the SSR never found its audience. Production ended in just 3 years. And yet, those who own one today see it as misunderstood, a misfit with charm. It tried to be everything, and became nothing. Next, a Cadillac that lost its crown chasing the wrong kind of luxury. A luxury badge on an economy car, and a mistake that nearly broke a legend. In 1982, Cadillac faced a new challenge. Small European sedans were stealing America's luxury market. Their answer was the Cimarron, a compact car built on the same platform as the humble Chevrolet Cavalier, powered by a 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine. But beneath the Cadillac badge, there was little Cadillac to be found. Cheap plastics, weak performance, and uninspired design left buyers stunned. Critics called it a Cavalier in a tuxedo. The damage to Cadillac's image was deep, proof that prestige can't be built with shortcuts. Sales collapsed, and the Cimarron became a textbook example of brand failure. Yet it forced Cadillac to rebuild itself from the ground up, learning that luxury had to mean something again. Next, a car that aimed to empower millions, but ended up as a symbol of broken promises. A car that wanted to change the world, but couldn't escape its own shadow. Launched in 2009, the Nano was marketed as the world's cheapest car, priced at just around $2,000. It carried a tiny 624 cubic centimeters two-cylinder engine, seated 4, and promised to bring safe, affordable mobility to India's millions of scooter-riding families. The idea was revolutionary, transportation for everyone. But then reality hit. Its ultra-low price, meant to inspire pride, became its curse. Owning a Nano felt like admitting poverty. Safety concerns, reliability issues, and reports of fires turned the dream sour. Within a few short years, production stopped as quietly as it began. The Nano should have been a hero. Instead, it became a heartbreak. Still, its ambition proved that innovation isn't always measured by success. Next, a futuristic hybrid that arrived too early for the world to understand. A car that predicted the future, but paid the price for being first. When it debuted in 2000, the Insight was a marvel of engineering. A sleek, teardrop-shaped coupe powered by a 1.0-liter three-cylinder hybrid engine. It could achieve over 60 miles per gallon, using lightweight aluminum and advanced aerodynamics years ahead of its time. It was the first hybrid sold in America, even before the Toyota Prius arrived. But few realized what they were looking at. Drivers weren't ready for its odd looks, cramped interior, and premium price tag. The world wanted fuel savings, but not at the cost of comfort or style. Sales stalled, and Honda quietly pulled the plug. Yet today, the Insight stands as proof that innovation often starts lonely. It paved the way for the hybrids we take for granted. Next, a luxury partnership that turned elegance into embarrassment. A car meant to blend Italian passion with American power, but ended up pleasing no one. Released in 1989, this luxury roadster carried the prestige of Maserati and the ambition of Chrysler. It featured a 2.2-liter turbocharged engine, handcrafted leather interiors, and a promise of European elegance wrapped in American comfort. On paper, It sounded unstoppable. But when it hit the road, reality struck. The TC looked nearly identical to the cheaper Chrysler LeBaron, cost far more, and lacked the performance or design flair Maserati fans expected. It wasn't exotic enough for Italy, nor affordable enough for America. Buyers stayed away, and production limped to a quiet end after just a few years. What was meant to unite two worlds only highlighted their differences. Next comes number 1. A bargain so bad, it became the punchline of an entire generation. A car so cheap it made headlines, and so bad it made history. Imported to America in 1985, the Yugo arrived with a promise: a brand new car for under $4,000. Built in Yugoslavia and powered by a modest 1.1-liter four-cylinder engine, it looked like the deal of a lifetime. For a moment, buyers lined up. But then, reality hit like a stalled engine on a cold morning. The Yugo was painfully slow, unreliable, and unsafe. Parts fell off, engines died, and in crash tests, it folded like paper. Mechanics joked that driving one was walking with extra steps. By the early 90s, the Yugo vanished from showrooms, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and regret. Still, its failure told a larger story: that even the cheapest dreams come at a cost. And that's how history remembers the world's most infamous flops on wheels.